Eyewitness News continuing on the Night Beat with a multi-million-dollar settlement claiming a big piece of the rock. Prudential Securities tonight attempting to settle up from the backlash of a 1980s boom in limited partnership deals. CBS News business correspondent Ray Brady reports the company has agreed to a settlement in excess of $300 million.
The government's Securities and Exchange Commission, the watchdog of Wall Street, announced that Prudential Securities agreed to pay millions in fines and set up a fund to pay $330 million to investors who charged they were deceived.
Today's settlement is by far the largest monetary settlement in a retail securities fraud case.
The giant brokerage firm owned by the company that calls itself The Rock took in $7.75 billion by urging 250,000 investors to put their money in oil wells and other limited partnerships.
We invested in The Rock, and we got rock and roll.
Many of the investors were like Jan Sitko and his wife, confined to a wheelchair. He was told their $400,000 investment was safe, secure. In fact, it was high risk.
You know, one day you're worth a lot of money, and the next day nothing is listed in your statement.
Catherine Cato invested all the money inherited from her father, hoping the return would pay for her mother's nursing home bills.
I have lost my inheritance completely.
Who's paying her mother's nursing home bills now? Medicaid, not Prudential.
Prudential's marketing and sales efforts were rife with misrepresentations and were often directed at investors who were wholly unsuitable for the products.
Prudential admits no guilt. Its head man was apologetic.
There's no question but that we made some mistakes in the 1980s. And what we want to do is make up for those mistakes now.
But those mistakes could cost Prudential Securities far more than $330 million. The SEC says that's only a down payment. And lawyers for some investors say they'll sue the big brokerage for a lot more money. Ray Brady, CBS News, Washington.
Well, we got a pretty healthy down payment of rain today. How much did we get, Hilton?
Nearly 8/10, 79/100 of an inch. You know, with that rain drumming on the roof, really prompted some good sleeping and good dreams last night. I dreamed that two baseball teams scored 27 runs last night. Could you believe it?
It was 29.
Oh, 29. Well, there you have it. Well, I knew I was dreaming. These scenes in North Haven where we had wet streets early in the evening. Now things are beginning to dry out. And guess what? It's going to be dry and breezy all day tomorrow. Good rain, though, almost an inch, 79/100. 56 degrees at the Channel 3 New England Weather Service in Hartford, 59 in New Haven. Dew points beginning to fall off. The weather front moving through New England. Air will begin to dry out overnight. Northerly winds in Hartford and westerly winds in New Haven. Let's check live. Connecticut Doppler 3 radar. We have it set on the 150-mile range, and you notice the wet weather that earlier this evening was right over Connecticut has pushed eastward, pushed east out of the area by a strong cold front that is just now moving into our area. Some pretty good showers along this front and even some thunderstorms. Our lightning detectors saw some lightning strikes over Long Island Sound and just east of Montauk Point this evening. Well, our radar echoes in motion as we catch them moving through the area. Boy, it rained with cats and dogs in Philadelphia until just before the game tonight. Rain getting out of the way just in time for the game, and you see the weather system sweeping through our area, leading towards some dry weather for tomorrow. And if you're going to get out this weekend, I'll just update you on bright spots, Northwest Hills and parts of the central Connecticut River Valley. Some bright foliage around, but I want to warn you that rain knocked down a lot of leaves tonight. So wet streets plus wet leaves overnight. If there are puddles around tomorrow morning with leaves on them, you're going to find some slippery spots. So be careful when you drive to work tomorrow morning. Temperatures in the 50s, 56 right now at Channel 3, 53 at Bradley International Airport. 52 degrees in Springfield. Getting cool in northern New England already, 48 degrees in Brattleboro. On the shoreline, we have temperatures, well, just depending on where you are, 59 in New Haven, 61 in Bridgeport. Winds switching around the west on the shoreline and already out of the north inland. And in far northern New England, low 50s, upper 40s out to the west of us where the cool air really is setting up shop. Temperatures in the mid to upper 40s right now. Look at that, 45 degrees in Binghamton, New York at this hour. Well, tomorrow we'll have temperatures only in the 50s with a good strong west or northwest wind, so it'll feel breezy and chilly, and the temperatures will be kind of on the cool side, so you'll need a jacket tomorrow. And then for Saturday, well, we continue to have cool air invading the northeastern part of the country. So Saturday, the weekend, going to start off feeling a good deal like autumn. Cool weather sweeping in during the day tomorrow, dry weather throughout Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. Here's your forecast. For the rest of the nighttime hours, we're calling for clearing weather, 40 to 45 inland, becoming breezy throughout the area, 43 to 48 on the shoreline. Then for tomorrow, sunny skies, breezy conditions, 50s inland, 55 to 60 on the shoreline. And for tomorrow night, clear and cold inland, just chilly on the shore, 30s inland, near 40 on the shore for tomorrow night. And then for Saturday, bright way to begin the weekend, 55 to 60 with sunny skies. So the 5-day planner, plan on some dry weather for a while. We've had well over an inch of rain the last several days, and now for the next few days, it looks like the weather is going to be dry and cool, beginning to warm up Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, though. But Friday and Saturday, well, Don, we'll need a jacket when we get out and rake those leaves.
All right, sound like some welcome changes. Thanks, Hilton. There's new hope tonight for the treatment of obesity. The story tops our 2-year health NightBEAT report. A new study says 2 widely used prescription diet pills, when taken together, can produce dramatic weight loss and reduce high blood pressure, sugar, and cholesterol to normal levels. The combination of fenfluramine and phentermine helped patients shed an average of 37 pounds after 9 months. But more study is needed to determine if the drugs over the long term are safe. Hospitals, nursing homes, and restaurants could soon be cooking with pasteurized eggs. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says replacing raw eggs with pasteurized ones will go a long way toward preventing outbreaks of salmonella. Pasteurized egg products do not contain the salmonella bacteria. Well, the NightBEAT newsreel is right around the corner. We'll meet a group that's taking their sweet sound of success to a whole new level, and we'll find out why the World Series is going to 6 games. David.
I'll tell you one thing, that Philly team, heart, courage, all those things. I'll remember this team for a long time.
Unpredictable.
Unpredictable for sure. How'd they do tonight? Well, you watched it just fine. Highlights in a minute.
Tonight's Channel 3 Sports is brought to you by Express Mail Overnight Service from your post office. We deliver for you.
Isn't it great that it's not tomorrow yet? The Phillies had to win one at home to keep it going. The Blue Jays needed one more in Philly to wrap it up, start their vacations. Well, no vacations for anybody just yet. Phillies got a run in the first inning. Dykstra scored when John Kruk drove him in with a ground out. Second inning, Dalton was on third. He had doubled originally. Kevin Stocker with a double down the right field line himself. This made it 2-0. Those runs would hold up. 8th inning, key play, first and third, no outs. Henderson, Schilling picked it off to Dalton, to Hollins. They would get pinch runner Kenyatta, and they would get out of the inning with no runs. So Curt Schilling is just what the doctor ordered in Philadelphia. The bullpen was shot. They never got a call tonight. Nobody had to come in. It was all Philadelphia as they win it 2-0. Great win for Schilling and the Phils.
Somebody asked me earlier today whether I like a 15-14 game or a 2-1 game. I prefer this kind of ball game.
How tough will it be going to Toronto and playing sudden death?
I didn't know we had sudden death. I guess if you're going to die, it might as well be sudden.
Now you know why Letterman wanted him. The Celtics in Hartford for their annual preseason game. By chance, it was Charlotte. By chance, Scott Burrell of UConn fame now plays for them. Not by chance, Harvey was at the game.
Scott Burrell returned to the Civic Center for the first time since playing for the University of Connecticut. He started for the Hornets tonight, and all the butterflies flew away when he hit his first shot.
It was relaxing. I mean, once you hit that first shot, you know, you don't have to worry about missing the next one because you feel comfortable making one before that.
Scott Burrell got the crowd on its feet, but the Celtics stars stole the show in the first half. Check out the one-handed alley-oop by D. Brown. He scored 13 first-quarter points. Celtics lead by 2. And Dino Raja, the rookie from Croatia, gives the Celtics a 15-point lead on this basket. Raja had 20 points tonight.
I'm just trying my best. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
That's because the Hornets erased the 5-point halftime deficit. Alonzo Mourning slams. He had 13. And Johnny Newman's basket here gives Charlotte a 70-68 lead after 3 quarters. Down the stretch, Del Curry hits a couple of three-pointers. He finished with 12 tonight. The Hornets erase a 15-point deficit and beat the Celtics 101-98, making believers out of Boston.
Just came out and really took over the game in the third quarter. Alonzo was big, strong. Curry come off the bench and Bucky's a great push the ball.
And let's not forget Scott Burrell, happy to be one of the Hornets.
Yeah, they're nice. They're good guys. They're all fun guys, and they're exciting to play with. And I'm happy to be playing for Charlotte.
At the Civic Center, Harvey Smilovitz, Channel 3 Sports.
And in Munich, Germany, the McDonald's Open, and the Phoenix Suns and Mr. Barkley are there today, opening the Urban Jungle Gym. It's located at the Olympia Park. There will be a tournament, and Phoenix should win, assuming they take it all as seriously as I think they will, because the NBA players are the best in the world. Remember the Dream Team?
I remember Michael Jordan shooting foul shots blindfolded and making them.
Barkley won't do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave. Straight ahead here on the Night Beat, things are heating up tonight for one local politician. And what do you get when you mix Mel Brooks, Toulouse-Lautrec, and Rocky Horror? Try opening night at the Connecticut Opera. We'll check it out in tonight's Night Beat newsreel coming up next. Well, the Night Beat newsreel is coming up next. First, let's get a look at some of tomorrow's headlines tonight. Some of the first wave of U.S. troops returning from Somalia land at Westover Air Force Base tomorrow. The U.S. Treasury Department releases its budget statement for September and a forecast for the rest of '93. The international oil embargo against Haiti enters another day. Warning shots were fired across the bow of one freighter today. Britain, Argentina, France, and the Netherlands are all sending ships to assist the blockade. Well, let's find out what the weather's going to be like for the drive to work tomorrow morning. Hilton standing by. Hilton?
Don, first clue is live Connecticut Doppler 3 radar shows the wet weather has pushed off to the west of us. We have our satellite pictures in motion, and they reveal that in the weather system that brought us the rain is now pushing off to the east. A huge storm up in southeastern Canada, though, is going to keep our weather breezy throughout the day tomorrow, so you can plan to start your day with some cool, breezy conditions and expect those conditions to prevail for the rest of the day. So the forecast, 7 o'clock in the morning, 48 degrees in Hartford with bright sunshiny skies, New Haven 50 degrees, and breezy or windy in both cities and a whole raft of other towns tomorrow morning when you get up. Windy day, kind of cool tomorrow. Don?
All right, thanks, Hilton. Finally tonight, our Night Beat newsreel. Politicians, civic leaders, and other local celebrities took turns tonight poking some good-natured fun at State Senator William DeBella, commenting on his perfect hair and other elements of his track record, his career in Hartford. The Democrat was the subject of a fundraising roast tonight to benefit Easter seals. First, it was a metal mosquito. Now a miniature fire truck is set up in Windsor. Once again, it's the work of local contractor Len Pelton, commenting on local conditions. This time, Lon Pelton is urging town leaders to settle their differences about what kind of new fire truck to buy. Its build is bawdy, outrageous, bold, and sexy. What is it? Well, it's the opener for the 52nd season of the Connecticut Opera and the New England premiere of the opera Bluebeard. If you missed it tonight, you can catch it Friday and Saturday night at 8. Finally, the voices of the Mountain Laurel chapter of the Sweet Adelines will raise their voices to a new high. They are practicing for the International Championships in Indianapolis on November 5th. Thank you, ladies, and thank you for joining us on the Thursday night edition of The Night Beat, The Late Show with David Letterman. Coming up next, his big guest tonight, Bob Newhart. We'll see you back here tomorrow night at our regular time, 11 o'clock on The Night Beat. Good night.